Here we go. Dave here, how are you? Today I'm going to do a quick review on the Garrett Wade Odd Job tool. Now, the Odd Job tool has three different parts. It's got the body, it's got a ruler, and it's got a scribe that's got two scribe points and a screwdriver. The reason I'm doing this review is because one of my subscribers, Wayne Sheriff, bought one of these guys, and he said, you know what, Dave, it's a great little tool, why don't you do a review on it? And I thought to myself, yep, let's do it. So I'm going to put the glasses on and read through what it says here. Now it says depth gauge. So depth gauge, let's have a look at how it can be a depth gauge. We've got a stop there, we've got a ruler here that's marked imperial and metric. So because I do everything metric, I'm going to place the metric side down into the channel. There's a little screw there for a clamp screw. And also the good thing about this ruler is because it's got brass edges on it, I can tighten up onto that and it's not going to dent the timber. So it's always going to give me a pretty accurate read, which is great. So let me flip her over the other side, and you can see just here that it's that's going to tell me how deep it is. So I can say, all right, well, I want to do a depth. Maybe I want to set my circular saw, the table up to 30 millimeters, or a router cutter at 30 millimeters. There you go. I've set it at 30 mil. So 10, 20, 30. There we go. And that's 30 mil deep. So I could use it 30 mil to scribe even. Let's put it over on its side. And I could be marking off something at 30 mil deep. There we go. That's the depth gauge. That's pretty cool. Because it's brass, it's not going to affect my my saw blade, the steel blade. It's not going to dull it at all because brass is much softer than steel. So that's a pretty good thing for this. Next thing, glasses back on. Marking gauge. Okay, let's take the ruler out and the marking gauge. Now the scribe has a scribe at that point and a marking gauge point at the other end here. So again, scribe, marking gauge. We pop it into this one and rotate it like so. Pop it in there, rotate it like that, and then we can tighten this clamp up. And then we get the ruler out and we measure the distance. But that's 10 mil. There we go. We're lucky. So I want to mark 10 mil down the side of that. There we go. Done. And I'll get a pencil just to show you that it did put a line there. But look at this. How cool is this? You watch this as I pull it back into there. Gone. All the points are covered. The points are covered in there, and it's in a little hidey hole here, so it's not going to get hurt. Or it's not going to hurt me or anyone else that feels around. You know the feeling when you're feeling around in a toolbox or the bottom of a box or in one of my drawers. They're the worst. And you put your hand in, you pull it out. I cut myself on something sharp in there. This will stop that. What's the next thing? A level. Well, there we go. That's a no-brainer. It's a level. You can see that little bubble there, and you can see that my floor isn't too bad because this table is only a reflection of what it's sitting on, and that's the floor. So there you go. The level. Marking and layout. 90 and 45 degrees. So I've got a piece of wood there. Let's say I bring this back up to there. Now that's 90 degrees. Bit of a no-brainer. $90. 45 degrees. Let's just do this. So everyone knows what that means. That's 90 degrees. 45 degrees. We just take it through to the other end. Again, it's pushing on the brass, so it's not going to dig holes in the side of the ruler. And looking down at that, that is 45 degrees there. And 135 on the obtuse. It's a big word, isn't it? I wonder how many of you guys out there thought, Dave doesn't know what obtuse means. So there you go. It'll do 45, 90 and 135 degrees. That's as a marking and layout. Now the next thing it says here, I'm reading off a board up on the wall here. I just do these as idiot notes for me. Arc or circle screwdriver supplied for the pivot point. Aha, yes. Okay. So let's take that out. Take this guy out again. Just here you've got a screwdriver, which is a handy little thing to have. Here you've got a pivot point, steel pivot point, that's threaded down through the brass body. So that's the screwdriver, so I can raise or lower the pivot point. And to prove that that works as a pivot point, there we go, pushing down on there, you know, I will move it around on this because it's a hard surface, but on the pine, I'm not going to move that around at all. It's, I can rotate it on the pivot point, but it's not going to go anywhere else. Now, obviously, that's going to create an arc, and the ruler, you know, it's not a massively accurate thing. The pivot is basically to create an arc and a circle, but if you want an accurate one, use a compass. This will do it. As the tool says, it's not a job tool. It's, you know, if you need something in a hurry, this will do it. It'll get you out of strife. So getting back to the arc, it's got a little spot there. You can use one of these picker pencils. Just transfer it down and then put your finger on the end there because that's where we've got the pivot point. And there's an arc. There's the center of my circle right there. So center and arc. Garrett Wade odd job tool as requested by Wayne Sheriff. Maybe I've covered something in there that you didn't pick up when you bought the tool. Anyway, handy little item to have in your bag. Till next time, see you later.